Welcome to another episode of Unsavory Fellow. I'm Nick James, and I'm thrilled to have my guest, Dustin Ybarra, with us today.
Yeah, dude.
Way to go, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for doing this.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Now, did you bring donuts because you knew I was fat, or do you do that for every guest?
Well, I brought the bacon one for you.
I was going to say, whatever. I saw the donut and then the bacon on it. I'm like, he's trying to get into my heart, bro.
Yeah, I did. It's true, I did. I asked him at the donut shop, I go, do you have one with like a weenie? And he's like, a weenie. I go, a hot dog.
That'd be funny if you made the bacon and put it on after. It's like, okay, I really want to impress this guy.
But it's like I'm saying, it's so funny that you're on because I texted you. I got your number from Jay Moore, and he's giving me a few people, right?
Yeah,
numbers at least. And you text, and then they just ghost you.
Oh,
right?
really?
And you're the first one I texted. Right back within seconds, you go, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, well, that's because, my career is not great. And, I don't have a lot going on. So I was like, yeah, I texted back immediately, bro. Was it too desperate?
No, I go, this dude's down,
Okay, cool.
No, but your career is great.
It's going pretty good right now.
It's going good.
It's going good. Yeah, I'm on that show Ghost right now. Got a recurring part on there. And then I'm doing... do you ever watch, there's this new Apple show, Stick. I'm going to be in an episode of that next week.
Really?
July 2nd, yeah. So.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's, it's on Apple TV. It's about a golfer.
Yes!
Yeah.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just doing a lot of stand-up, man. Trying to make it in this crazy business.
And you've been in stand-up for how long?
20 years.
Fuck.
I started when I was 17 back in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah,
I
Fort
watched
Worth.
some old ones of you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That was probably
20 years.
Yeah, 20
so
years.
what year was that?
20. I was in high school, 2004, and then I moved to New York like 2008 and got into acting and got an agent, manager, and then that kind of like.
Well, so when you started when you were started in Texas, right?
Yeah.
What city?
Dallas.
And then you just started hitting clubs and open mics?
Yeah.
How were you doing it?
I would go to coffee shops and, I go to a lot of bar open mics and stuff. Texas is cool with, like, kids being in bars, There'd be, like, a lady breastfeeding at the bar. It's like, how you going to tell me I can't come in?
Right.
Yeah.
But you got in so early.
I got in really early. I was really into it, man. I love comedy. I was big into acting in school and everything.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah. Did a lot of plays, musicals and stuff.
Shit.
And, I was just really into it. I remember I auditioned for, like, some local play, The Beauty and the Beast, and I didn't get it, And I'm like, well, I want to perform, though. And I was like, oh, stand-up comedy. I can go up every night almost.
When did you know you were funny?
I was always a pretty funny kid.
Right. So, like, around your friends, you knew you were the guy.
Oh, yeah. That's where you start. You
Yes.
know, you're funny with your friends, and you're funny with strangers, and you're funny on stage. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so how did you, but it seems funny that, here it seems, I remember in the 80s and the 90s, stand-up was fucking huge here, right?
Yeah.
And then in Texas, what was it like in Texas back then?
Wait, in the 80s?
No, when you started.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was a sperm. Yeah. When I started, it was nice. It was a nice little comedy scene, We didn't have anyone famous or anything, but we had a good amount of places to go up. There was like 3 clubs there. So it was good, I kind of like that. I like kind of starting in a place that's not around industry or anything, so you can get your
right,
learn how to walk and everything. If you start in LA, you go up in some open mic or something. You go up at some show, some HBO exec is there. That guy's not funny. It's like, well, yeah, I've been doing comedy for like 3 days. Yeah, that never happened in Texas. Not a lot of Netflix executives in bars in Texas. Dallas.
Who were your favorite comics then? Was there anybody that got you started? You go, man, I want to fucking have that guy's career.
I really like Greg Giraldo. He was one of my faves. I liked, Pablo Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Those were my dudes. Yeah, I really liked funny joke writing and explosive act outs and stuff. Yeah.
And then you got into acting.
Yeah, I got into acting.
Before actually the stand-up, though,
Before
right?
the stand-up.
Theater.
Yeah, because I was in high school and stuff, and I would just do those auditions, and, it was crazy. There was acting was in Texas. It was I had a good teacher, you know, which is one of the students in my class, this girl, she ended up, she's out here too, and she's like very successful. Was on a TV show. She started in soap operas, and it was weird because we had the same teacher.
Was this in a high school class?
This was in high school.
Okay.
High school, yeah, Miss Pringle. She was our teacher. She was great. Yeah, she was pretty hot too. Yeah. That's the great. Fox. Yeah.
So then you get into acting.
Yep.
And then what did you like? Was there one like comedy, like as a comic, or was it more of an act? What did you like?
You know, I just like being funny. So the first roles I got, because I went to New York and I stayed. I was just supposed to be there for a couple of days, but I ended up getting an agent and a manager like immediately. I auditioned for a commercial and I booked it like first thing.
Yeah.
Like so I was like on a roll. Then I booked this movie and it was weird. I didn't know how movies worked. You know, so I was talking before I was supposed to say stuff. They're like, you gotta wait for action. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been here before. Right. But yeah, for me, acting was kind of like stand up. Just the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of learn as you go type of thing.
Did you study any more after that or no?
I worked with some acting coaches, and I still do. If I have a big part or something, a big audition coming up, I'll work with an acting coach.
Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. So you get like a private sort of a one-on-one work on the scene or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I like to YouTube a lot of stuff too. I follow an Instagram that's like acting tips. I'm like, oh, that's really good. Yeah. Don't chew gum. Oh, okay.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, man. But I love it. It's been amazing for me. Just I'm really lucky. You know, I've been able to be a series regular a few times.
Yeah.
Pretty big movies, and yeah, I'm just
dude. But happy. you have such a great look. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
It's like I knew your look before I even because I went and saw you. The first time I saw you was it was at Yuckaholics.
Yuckaholics, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it was so funny. I think I've told Nikki about this.
I was there. I saw that too. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks,
this is the one you've done it twice, though, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was the first year you did it.
Yeah, the first one. I had just gotten 6 months sober.
No shit.
Yeah, on that day too. It was weird. I'm like, oh.
Because that's the first time I saw you, right? Live. I knew who you were, and I'm in line with my wife who you just met. Mm-hmm. And you know, there's that theater. It's the big theater, right? There's all those windows. And everybody's in fucking line to go in, and I'm standing there, and we're all excited, the buzz, right?
Yeah.
And I look up and I see all the windows of Barnum Hall. That's the theater at the high school, right? And I went there.
Oh, no way.
And they kicked me out in 10th grade.
Oh, man.
And I'm in line, and we're all excited, right? And I'm telling my wife, I go, oh, man. I remember when they kicked me out. I smashed out all those fucking windows at Barnum Hall.
Oh, you were a bad kid, huh?
Well, she goes, why would you do that? And I go, well, they had kicked me out. And I went back, and they were these kids were teeping the school.
Yeah.
And I was
Hang on, did you say teeping?
Teeping, you know, with the toilet paper.
I thought you combined them and said teeping. I'm like, I've never heard that. Is that like a Maui thing? Teeping. They were teeping.
No, but I was like, fuck that. I go, I'm getting fucking rocks, dude. And I picked up the rocks, and it started this crazy, like, monkey wild, you know.
Yeah.
And everyone went nuts and started helping me smash out the windows.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So I went and we had a great film. That's when I saw you, right? And so my sponsor, Joel, says, he goes, hey, did you go to Yuckaholics last night? I go, yeah. I go, it's fucking great. I go, we saw this guy, Dustin Ybarra. I go, and we were waiting in line. I go, I told my wife, I go, I just thought of this. I go, I smashed all the windows. And he goes, you did what? I go, I smashed out the windows and they kicked me out in 10th grade. He goes, I don't remember hearing about that.
Uh-oh, boom.
And I had to go back.
You had to do a little inventory.
And fucking make an amends.
No way.
Oh, yeah. And I went back. You know, I had to go back. I went like a week later. Don't you remember this? Dude, it was crazy.
Wow. All the staff is dead now.
Well, they said, they were like, they go, what are you doing here? And I go, I need to make an amends. They go, why? I go, I smashed out all the windows at Barnum Hall. And they look at it and they go, no, there's not. They go, when? I go, in like 1980.
Oh, God, yeah.
But they let me go, right?
Well, yeah. What are they going to do? That's past the statute of limitations,
But it was kind of wild because that's what I link up when I see you. I think of
Yeah, how you were bad. Yeah, how you smashed the windows, man. You ever like see a window every now and then?
Oh yeah.
Look at a rock. You're like, ooh, I remember those days.
We've talked about it.
Wasn't that the end of your school career?
What's that? Yeah, that was the end.
That was the end.
That was the end. We were just talking about that.
He went out with a bang.
Did you finish high school?
Yeah. No, I was not a rock thrower. I was a good kid. I was a good kid in high school, man.
But you couldn't have bbeen that good.
I was good, bro. I didn't start doing anything bad till I was like 21, you know?
What were you doing?
When I was 20 and my 20, then you know, the gradual decline, the up and down, the beer, cocaine, liquor,
But you didn't go to college.
No, I didn't go to college.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your family like?
My family. So I didn't know my dad growing up.
Oh, you didn't?
There was a guy who I thought was my dad. He wasn't my dad.
Oh, so you never knew your dad?
No. I'm in contact now with his brothers. He doesn't really want to talk to me. He hasn't reached out or anything. Kind of an asshole, you know.
Not famous enough.
But yeah, well, yeah. Apparently my grandma on that side loved me and knew all my shows. But yeah, I never got a call from anyone. But now the uncles reached out, so I've been talking to them a little bit.
Was your dad, mom ever married?
No.
So it was like a hookup.
Yes.
So, right?
With this guy, yeah.
With this guy.
Yeah. I know. It's pretty wild. Yeah, that's some.
I don't mean to laugh, but
no, that's some Dr. Phil shit right there.
We just did a fucking.
Yeah.
We just did, me and my buddy Sean, who I got sober with. We just did a Father's Day special where we just fucking got into our fucking deadbeat dads.
Oh yeah.
So we should have been on the fucking
I should have, yeah.
You'd have been perfect.
It was very frustrating growing up, but now things are cool.
Did you want to know who he was?
Yeah, a kid needs a dad.
Does he look like you?
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
So you guys look alike.
A little bit, yeah.
Did your mom ever remarry?
Yeah, she married a couple of times. I had like 2 stepdads, and yeah, I just, the whole dad thing. I kind of made peace with that. It's like, because now it's like, back in the day, if you were like, yeah, I didn't know my dad, people felt sorry, like, oh, poor child. I would use it for an excuse, like, I don't know how to tie a tie. Like, you don't know how to tie a tie? Like, well, I didn't know my dad. They're like, oh, you poor sweetheart. But now it's like, you don't have to Google that shit, dummy. You don't need a dad. You got AI, bro. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you can just but.
Did you have any of your stepdads? Were you close with any of them, or?
Not really. No.
So you don't even talk to him anymore?
No.
Wow.
No. I mean, I don't have anything against him.
Yeah.
I just don't. We just don't talk.
Right.
Yeah. If I saw him, I'd be like, oh, hey, good seeing you. But
yeah.
It's like, never had that fatherly influence, I guess.
Yeah. Any siblings?
Yes. So I've got I got 4 siblings on the other side of my dad's side. And,
you do?
Which I don't even know them.
You don't, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't talked. But then I got an older brother and a younger brother. And they're my half brothers, but we've always been like full brothers,
Yeah.
And I love them to death. We hang out, we talk all the time. One of them's in Texas, one's in New York, and we're just, I'm cool. I got a cool little family, even though it's like kind of dysfunctional. It's not the norm, but it's like still,
right,
yeah.
That's pretty wild though about your dad, though, right?
Yeah. It is a crazy thing, man.
Because we were just talking about, I think it was was it last week till we did that one? I don't know. 2 weeks ago. Whatever. We were talking about how that has such an impact on you.
It does.
When you're young.
It sticks with you.
Especially what I was going to say, because I look like my dad.
Oh, do you?
And if you look like your dad and you have a stepdad who I look nothing like, it's kind of weird, Because you kind of want to have and you have this idea in your mind of what your dad is, and you want to. If he only knew me, he'd love me.
Dude, I would go through that all the time. Yeah.
Like, what is he? He's fucking missing out.
Yeah, and then you would build a big resentment. Like, you screw him. You don't even know. You have this big thing. Once I get on a TV show, I'm gonna show him. Which I gotta say, all that hate probably helped my career a lot in the beginning because I had something to prove. But it never works out.
It doesn't. My dad's 85. Right?
85.
No, he's 87. He's 87, and I talked to him a couple weeks, and every now and then he'll Google and try and find something. They go, yeah, I think I saw you in something. And they go, oh, really? Yeah. And he goes, yeah, I think I did. And he goes, what a piece of shit. I swear to God.
What a
and
mean dad.
I go, what are you talking about? I go, what's a piece of shit? He goes, the movie. He goes, it's fucking terrible. He goes, that'll never be at the theaters.
Oh my God.
And he's, and I go, no, it's probably not, Dad. And I start trying to explain to him. I go, they're streaming now and there's Netflix. I go, no movies are in theaters. He goes, well, that was a piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
And then
someone's not getting resuscitated.
Right,
yeah.
right. But that's kind of his idea is like what you were saying is he judges it on, are you going to be in the theater? It's not a real movie.
Yeah.
Unless it's on the big screen.
It's weird because you do have to explain things to people. Like, because I feel like people just need to be happy. Like, I'm on a movie, but no, you got to understand there's distribution and this and that,
It's funny too because you're well known. I mean, you're well known.
Not that well known. I had to cancel my New Jersey shows because I didn't sell tickets.
Really?
That's why I came in today. I was all happy. Like, I just did the Laugh Factory killed. I'm gonna go do this podcast, and my agent is like, hey, they want to cancel the shows in New Jersey because I'm like, fuck, dude, really? What do I got to do, man?
What kind of show? Though?
It's my stand up,
But is it just you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I know it shouldn't be just me. Apparently, it should be I should be drinking milk out of a dog's mouth or something on TikTok to get more.
Who's selling those tickets?
Who's selling them? The club they're selling them. Here's let me give you the breakdown.
Because that seems to me would be pretty easy to sell you out.
Let me give you the breakdown of what has happened in the world of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in the day, let's say pre-pandemic, pretty much, the clubs would fill the room. They would do the advertising. They would make sure there were asses in the seats, right? Because people would go to a comedy club. There's famous people, obviously, but comedy clubs had those customers that would come to the show because it's a comedy club. It's a comedy club. We know we're gonna see a good show. Now that doesn't exist. I don't know what happened. I guess it was something after the pandemic, but when people want to go to clubs, they want to know the person, right?
Yeah.
So somehow the clubs, they expect so much more out of the comedian. They want you to be famous to draw people in.
Right.
Thing is, not a ton of these comics do that,
Yeah.
However, YouTubers, TikTokers, they do. But not a lot of them have the stand-up comedy skills, Some of them do, some of them don't. But now people are going to comedy shows not for stand-up comedy. It's for, I saw this person on TikTok. I saw this person on YouTube. And I'm not bitching here, but I've seen there's comics that have been on huge TV shows, huge movies, Saturday Night Live. They're not selling tickets,
Yeah.
But you know who is? Nurses, TikTok people. They're packing out theaters, man. That's a different thing. Wild. And it's like, what are you going to do? Adjust with the time. So I started metal detecting. That's what I do. I metal detect. I stream it on TikTok. I like metal detecting. Would it be my first choice? No. But it's like, hey, getting followers doing that, maybe they'll come to shows.
You know what's funny? It's a fucking gig.
It is a gig.
It's a fucking gig.
It's a gig, dude. But yeah, that's just frustrating, the whole not being able to sell tickets.
What's funny? I used to perform at the Comedy Store.
Yeah?
Like 20 years ago.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And it was different. I came from the movie business as a filmmaker, actor. Then YouTube came around. I started doing sketch comedy on YouTube, which fucking blew up.
Oh, see, so you're a YouTube guy, yeah.
But it was funny because, you're struggling as a filmmaker back then. I was making movies when it was on film.
Yeah.
Right? There's no digital playback.
Check the gate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so then YouTube came around, and this editor goes, dude, you should put up some of your shit on, on YouTube. I'm like, what's that? That came around. That blew up. And then I left YouTube and went into stand-up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And it was a completely sort of ass backwards.
Now, were you selling out places? Like, were people coming for you? Did you do tours?
I was doing good at the Comedy Store.
Well, see, there you go.
I would do Friday night in the main room and then Monday night in the belly room.
Yeah,
that's kind of those were my nights.
That's the way to do it now, like YouTube and stuff. That's what I'm trying to work at it,
But
And it's different because it's not all bad. It just kind of puts more pressure on the comedian, whereas before it was like, I'm a comic, I write jokes during the day, I do stand up at night. Now it's like, oh no, during the day I gotta work, I gotta do some YouTube stuff, I gotta do some TikTok, I gotta do metal detecting. You know,
well, even YouTube was I got into I think my shit blew up on YouTube because I came from the film world.
So you knew what you were doing. Yeah.
I totally knew what I was doing, right? But then the funny thing is, when I came out of YouTube, still nobody knew what the fuck to do with you. You'd had, millions and millions of views, but nobody knew what to do. Like, I was getting meetings at all the networks. Go, well, we got to do a show with this guy.
But they didn't know, like, what to do.
It didn't cross over.
Yeah.
And it definitely, at that time, didn't cross over into stand-up.
And what year was this?
That had to be in 2005 and 2006.
Okay. Oh, so you were in the very beginning, huh?
Yeah, the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
Like, the truth is...
But yeah, I could see them because, they didn't know what to do with stuff like that. But now...
No, they couldn't figure it out.
But now it's like, if you want an agent, for stand-up at least, you got to have some followers.
You do, and that's what... See, and I walked away from that, dude, and they know this is a huge mistake. Because the model that YouTube pays on now, with the AdSense, right?
Yeah.
That was built off of me and a few other guys.
Oh, so you'd have been banking.
I would have been banking, and we had formed this company called Maker's Studio.
Yeah.
Right? And they were able to harness all my followers. We would harness your followers, his. And the way it worked was, if we owned the company, we'd say, there's this guy, Nicky P, man. We think this dude's going to be a star. We'd say, Dustin, go help this guy build his channel out.
Oh, really? Okay.
And we could, at the time, we were the only ones that were partners getting paid. So we would tell Nicky, okay, we're gonna take you in, and Dustin's gonna help build out your channel, and we're gonna own 60% of your channel though. But we're gonna get you made partner. And then you would blow up his channel, and then we'd say, okay, at 3:00 on Thursday, Dustin, you tell all your followers, I'll tell all mine that we're going to blow up Nicky's channel. This guy's the greatest thing. And all of a sudden, we'd make him a star.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we would own 60% of his channel.
Oh, man.
And I was stupid, and I didn't know because I was old, and everybody was young at the time that we were in this company, Maker Studio. And I remember the owner going, he goes, Nick, because I was making sketch comedy then.
Yeah.
Right? And he would go, and I would do one video a week. And he goes, no, he goes, it's about quantity, not quality. He goes, you need to make a video every day. And I go, dude, that's it's going to be shit.
No, but what you said just now, it's quantity, not quality anymore. Yeah.
And it's true. And I left, went back to the movie business. I told all the young people, I go, dude, you're never going to fucking make any money. And this young kid, I was building his channel, he goes, don't leave. He goes, you don't get it. And I go, you don't get it. I go, you're not going to make a penny, bro. I go, I'm going back to Hollywood.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And 2 years later, they sold it to Disney for over $800 million.
Oh, man. That young man was Logan Paul.
Dude, he became a multimillionaire because then I went into selling fucking real estate.
Right? That's a nice headshot.
But that dude called me and he goes, hey, Nick, I heard you're selling, it's Derek. He goes, I heard you're selling real estate. And I go, yeah. He goes, hey, could you come look at my house? I'm thinking of selling my house. He was 22.
Oh, God.
I go, your house? And I rolled up and he came out of this fucking huge house.
Oh,
he had an
my
Audi
God.
R8.
Wow.
Wow. The first thing he says to me, he goes, dude, he goes, should have never left. He goes, you'd have been a millionaire.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
Well, it is. But you're right, though. I mean, it's like, and you get back in. I'm into it now, right? Like you. And it's all about that. Fucking views and followers and quantity, right?
Yeah, it really is. Man, sorry, I'm just thinking about. You. Yeah, man. Imagine how bigger this studio would have been. You know what I'm saying? Like,
totally.
That's hard, bro. That's like almost winning lottery ticket.
Oh, it made me sick for like at least
that would make
months.
me sick too. I get sick over that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm gonna be at the grocery store and this line goes faster, and I was in it, but I swish, and I'm like, that's like you, but times a million. That's tough.
Totally.
Oh, but
that's
it's okay.
It's funny though. It's like you're making do, and you found something, which is great.
I gotta be happy for what I have. I'm into gratitude and like, dude, there's not a lot of working actors out there.
That's right.
It's a tough business right now. There's not a lot of comics out there that are doing good. So it's like I got my spots, I got my clubs. Yeah. Things are all right. It's easy to slip into the like, oh, woe is me, but it's like I'm good.
But you know what's cool about it, I think, which is what I learned from that fucking huge lesson, right? Mm-hmm. Was a buddy of mine at E, Barry Nugent. He used to be the executive at E, and he would follow me all the time. I grew up with this guy, and he would always tell me, I fucking hate making these stupid YouTube videos. Yeah. And he'd go, don't leave. He goes, don't. He goes, one thing you never do, Nick, he goes, never give up on your subscribers. He goes, don't do it, man. But nobody knew what to do with it at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that, I'm out of here. And he was right, because now trying to get back in the game again, it's fucking gnarly.
It's tough.
And you have to have like that. Like, listen, let's be honest. You digging for the
it's a neat thing.
That's why I love it, bro. I was looking at it. You watch this and you're going, all of a sudden you realize I'm watching all your He takes a metal detector.
Yeah. I put googly eyes on it too. Like make it. Its name is Diggy Smalls. Have fun with it, dude. And it's awesome because everyone's on Ozempic now, so they're losing their rings because they're skinny. And all their jewelry's just falling off. So I'm like, ooh, what's over here?
Getting rich.
Yeah, man. I love it, dude. And it's something I like to do. Like, you have direct access to people on there, you're just talking to them. I use it to promote shows. It didn't work out for Jersey, but we got more coming up. So.
But what's cool is you're waiting. I was like waiting. What's he got? You're digging.
Oh, it's fun, dude. Yeah. I found some silver the other day. I was pumped.
Like real silver.
Yeah, dude, real silver. And here's what I'm gonna do. Here's my next move. I'm gonna take all my finds to a jeweler and just figure out each one, like what we got. Yes. I'll do a big YouTube video on that.
How do you know where to go with it? Like,
dude, I go where the
areas.
I go where the reception is, just because I stream it. So there's certain areas of the beach I don't do because I lose service. But I go just where the people are. Just the towel line is what they call it. It's where all the people just hang out on their towels.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the water sometimes, but it's
what's
like
there?
I do
there
better
can't be
in
much
the sand.
of the water, right?
There is sometimes. Some people swear by the water, but for me, I always find more things just in the sand, in the dry sand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great because there's so many aspects too that you want to watch to see what you're coming up with.
Yeah.
And then if you add, what's it all worth now? You're taking it in. That's a fucking it's a show, really.
You know what? That's a good idea. At the end of it, I should put a little cha-ching sign, with like some money. Even no matter what it is, like cha-ching, like $5.3 million,
Which is, what's funny?
A penny.
That's what I was going to get to. I forgot my point was with your digging. What do you call it?
Metal detecting.
Metal detecting. Mm-hmm. Right, digging. But with your metal detecting, the difference between now and what I learned is now, which is true, is what you said. There's not a lot of people acting right now. Mm-hmm. But you have the power right now to create your own fucking show.
You do, yes. And I was going to say, outcome. Bro, I was going to say earlier that it's like a double-edged sword now because, sure, the clubs aren't promoting as much of this, but you can do anything now. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. We have the technology. We have the AI, right. We have everything. I've been working on this new YouTube series about just treasure hunting. I just I tell stories about lost treasure, and I'll go through and punch up with my jokes and stuff. Like, oh, this is funny. And I'll just film it, put it all into a program, and it makes little AI clips for it. And then you can, or stock footage and AI clips, and then you can go through and edit. Oh, I like that. I don't like that. Would take so much money and so much time, but technology is right there with it. Things are going to change. Dude, have you seen this new VEO3 thing?
No, what's that?
VEO3, the animation, the generative AI, where they can make it where it looks just like we're here. It's real.
I have seen that.
It looks so real. And I saw that and I'm like, oh, we're out of a job, you know? Or
what I saw as an old school filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
Who's still, writing scripts and stuff. and trying to get shows hustled. Nikki and I talk. Nikki's a writer too. We're always talking shows and working on shit. You're now you're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna go and take my fucking. Why would I take my script to fucking some network and try and get my show fucking?
Where you could just upload it to AI and it makes the whole thing.
Dude, I saw what you were talking about.
But it's weird. What? How are they gonna regulate that? How are SAG? Is that gonna be over? Actors, background people are already getting replaced. You know.
I learned my lesson once.
Yeah.
I'm going with the flow. You know.
You going with the flow?
Yeah, because it's like you look at that. How many years have I?
You're right. Yep, exactly, man. I know what you're. I'm gonna unplug this thing real quick so it doesn't explode in your studio. These things blow up all the time.
What is that?
It's a vape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tobacco. Or not tobacco. Nicotine.
But the thing is, it's like you can. It's like you. The days of to me going out to a Netflix or fucking. Any kind of network and saying, hey, here's my script. Did you get to my script yet? And what do you think? And and then they string you along for a number of years and it never gets fucking made.
You know who's really going to hate it? Animators, dude. Because you can just do it like that. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Just that it probably would make it easier to sell an idea too, though. Even if they wanted to put in the money for a full-on live production, you delivering something...
Like a proof of concept.
But a pitch. And you're like, yo, this is just to help these fucking idiots see it. Because half the time they don't have the imagination we do.
God, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Using it for a pitch.
Visualize it. Because a lot of these guys can't see it. They read it. I mean, I'm telling you. Half these execs lack...
You know my show Stranded. Okay, I have this... He's perfect for Stranded. But anyway, it's a show I've had. I almost sold it right before the pandemic. It was like, yeah, let's do it, and then the pandemic hit, and it was over. It was dead.
Oh man,
right?
Yeah.
And it's
which studio?
What's that?
What studio? Which production?
It was the guys from Peanut Butter Falcon. That
okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it would have been great. Not Lige. You know Lige?
No.
Not him. But Lige worked with these guys. They were good guys, right? But it just the pandemic happened and it was fucked. But then I've never been able to get out of my brain, right? Because we had our place in Hawaii, and I wanted to shoot it in Hawaii. You'd be on location.
Oh, I love Hawaii. That would be bro. That would be the dream, shooting in Hawaii.
Right?
Yeah.
It's two guys. It's this two odd couple that gets. The one guy's he's a fucking barista.
Yeah.
And he's sick of his life, and he's got this small following. He thinks he's an influencer, and his favorite show is the show called It's Like Survivor. And he finally gets on after 6 years, right? And he's trying to film his experience while he's on. Then they tell him, dude, you can't bring a camera on this. We've told you that. He keeps sneaking. Long story short, him and this disgruntled PA get stranded on the island because they get in a fight over
that's funny.
Right?
Yeah,
Then, so the whole show, it takes place on an island. It's like a crazy Gilligan's Island with drugs and...
Yeah.
Sex.
Oh, yeah. Sex, drugs. Was there any rock and roll by any chance?
Oh, yeah.
No.
There's a pygmy guy who sings and plays guitar.
Oh, man.
But
you can't say that anymore.
You can't?
Guy. No, I'm just kidding. You can't say that. You don't know their gender, bro.
You're right.
Pygmy person.
Pygmy person.
Pygmy person. Thank you.
But the whole thing was when I saw... I was going to shoot this in my fucking mom's backyard. I was like, fuck it, I could do it. That's just how I am, right? But when I saw the thing, you were talking, what's it called again?
A VO3. VEO3.
You could do that fucking show.
Oh, bro, you can do it. It's 8-second long clips, as much as you can do. But, dude, just messing around with it the other day. My buddy was like, I want Pablo Francisco, actually. He was like, just make this guy, these three teenagers hanging out, and a guy rolls up and said, hey, you kids stay away from Butt Plug Creek. And did it. This old crazy guy rolls up on a bicycle. You kids stay away from Butt Plug Creek. And we kept watching it over and over, like, oh my God, this is great.
That's fucking great.
It's amazing, dude. I want to ask you, did you like Hawaii? You must have loved Hawaii, right?
I've been going there my whole life.
What do you think about the food? It's all right, right?
You mean the food? I mean, you can't get
it's not the same. You
can't get good Mexican food.
No, you can't get good Mexican.
You want to get island food?
Island food,
fantastic.
Here's the thing.
You like
Hawaiian food to me is like.
Speaking of that, do you want a donut? Or
I'm good. Thank you. Hawaiian food to me is like a dad who got his custody of his kids for the weekend. And he doesn't really have a, he's like, all right, we got some rice, some Spam. Let's put an egg on there. That's what it is. Yeah, some soy sauce package. From the Chinese. It is, dude.
See?
I love Hawaii, though.
Your dad, my dad, would be able to make that well.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, we loved Hawaii. I mean, dude, that's why we did this. You know, I'm a surfer. I grew up as a surfer.
Dude. This is totally, this makes me, this is like very, I hear, we'll do it like, make it like, I'll be like Jason Momoa. Dude,
that's fucking good.
Bro. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I like your garage. It's very cool. You know, I was in Hawaii the other day.
Have you done this in your show?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And I do the Jack Black, though. No, man. No. I'm like the Minecraft movie all in one.
That's so good. Oh, my God. So do you still are you still close with your family?
Yeah, my mom actually moved out here to LA.
Oh, yeah?
Which is pretty wild. Yeah, she lives down the street from me and her husband. And my brother is out. One brother's in New York, one brother's in Dallas. So I'm going out this weekend to Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm playing the club out there. I'm going to see my brother.
And then how did you, if you don't, we can get into it if you don't mind. How did you end up getting sober? Like,
How did I end up getting sober?
Why?
Well, you know, alcohol, as you know, is a very progressive thing. So it wasn't always bad. I used it to just kind of like change the way I was feeling. Like if I was nervous, I would do it before shows. And then it just got, you know how it goes, gets worse and worse. Started getting fired from gigs.
Really?
The pandemic happened. I went into overdrive. I remember I was one of those dudes, I had to pretend like the quarantine affected me, dude. Everyone was like, I can't believe I'm drinking at 10 a.m. And I'm like, I know, this is crazy. This never happens. So when I was in the quarantine, I got really like into it. And then, you know, the clubs were open again and I went back out and I was just not the same.
How did you get fired from the club?
Being drunk. It was always drunk, you know. I would always get in trouble.
Were you this fucking couldn't get through your set drunk?
Couldn't get through my set.
No way.
Before stage, after stage. Like, it was just like, what? This guy is a wreck. And I think I got a lot of grace because people knew me before I was a hardcore alcoholic. And they're like, something's going on here. And, I was trying to get sober. I went to this recovery meeting and I had a seizure. Dude, I was trying, and then dude, Jay was there, you know, Jay Moore, and he was like, hey, you need to go to rehab. And, you know, my agent was like, you got to go to rehab. And I went to rehab. It was the best decision I ever made in my life.
How did you get to that point? Like, that where what was it for you where you go, okay, where you had, because you had to make I know people told you.
Where I actually went in?
No, where you just said, fuck, I can't do this. Was there one thing
I was
like,
just
that did it for you?
The seizure help and the getting fired from stand-up. It was like, I don't want to lose. And I would have lost, like, I could have lost a lot, you know? It was my relationships, everything. I had lost a lot, and I was just at that desperate end where you, at this point, you're trying to quit, but you can't, you know? You're just like, I can't. I need this to waking up in the morning, vodka, you know? I can't do life without this. And this
was... you had tried to quit then?
Yeah, I was trying, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get it. I was trying to do things my way. I would still smoke weed, you know, and I couldn't get more than 3 days of not drinking. That was the most I ever got.
What about the coke? Did you get into the coke?
I got into that big time. Got into coke. Yeah, and this is during fentanyl too. People were dying left and right. I had friends that were dying. It was like a crazy time, but I still was like, I don't care. You know how you get so desperate, you're like, I want to die. You know, it happens. But yeah, I was just, I do that thing. I was just like, I'm done. I'm surrendered. Like I want this nightmare to be over. And it's scary because you don't know if you're ever going to be able to, like, I remember thinking, I'm never going to be able to do comedy again because I don't know how to. And these clubs that I was banned from my home club. Club. Yeah, and like clubs would not work
what
me.
Was it? What did they say?
They were drunk, man.
They go, you're drunk.
Yeah,
we don't want
drunk.
you back.
Exactly. I would go on stage. I would.
Do you not get off? Do you ever do that?
I would go up and do like, say I was booked to headline an hour. I would go up and do like 20 minutes or something. I would cry. I would be like, it was just.
Really?
I would, bro. It was the most pathetic, sad shit you would ever see in your life.
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
I would get all inappropriate and shit. It was just bad, bro. It was.
Personal.
I was
great.
Bro, I was a big
great.
blackout drinker. I was a huge blacking out. Would come to sometimes being on stage. Sometimes after the show, I'd see them like,
that's fucking awesome.
like, you're going home. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just got here. You just did a show. What are you talking about? I know I didn't. And,
That's fucking
bro, it was, oh God, just talking about it. I'm like, whoo, I'm glad that's over.
Wait a minute,
Because it was
that's the best
terrifying.
that you were crying up there.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you
I
imagine?
cried.
You're in a show.
Cried
the
a
comic
lot.
starts crying.
Yep. It was,
You'd be like, that's the best show I've ever fucking seen.
it
would be
was,
the best.
oh God, it was bad.
Yo, I got a question.
Yeah.
Had like the comic world, like comedy world, like the drug thing has been like, I mean, notorious forever. Like did that sort of culture change or died out a bit? Because back, I mean, famously, like
I think it has.
a lot.
I don't think it's as bad as it used to be,
gnarly,
for
right?
sure. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Like the 80s were fucking crazy, and that's when it was blowing up.
Yeah, so I just wonder if has that died out a bit, like dudes coming in a little bit more like put together, or like
Definitely.
shit together.
Definitely.
You know what I noticed a lot of people, because when I was, doing stand up, I would talk about my drug addict and an alkie and the situations I would get, and that was always part of even my one man show. It's about my drug use, and you didn't see a lot of that back then. I think you see a lot of that now, where people are super comfortable about talking about their sobriety.
Yeah. I
Because-
talk about it a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, you write what you know, and it's like, I got some funny stories about it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
There's a lot of sober comics now too.
Tons, right?
Yeah. You either get sober or you die in the comedy world.
That's right.
It's like there's either people trying to get sober or sober, getting sober.
Did you because you talked about drinking? Because I know as an actor, before I was sober, I'd have to fucking, whether it was theater or whatever.
Same.
I got to get.
I wasn't always
buzzed.
like that, but I would have to get buzzed before acting.
I got fired from a pilot, a comedy pilot. I played 8 different characters.
Yeah.
I got the job because I overheard these 2 girls that were on. Well, one of them was on the show, and I was in a bar during the day getting wasted. And I overheard this girl talking about how she booked this show. It was like in living color, and she's playing all these characters. And she said to her friend, she goes, "Oh, you should come down. We're doing rehearsals tonight, right?" And I was listening, and I wrote it down on a cocktail napkin what she was doing. And I showed up drunk.
Yeah.
And I snuck in, and I fucking, the producer and the director, they couldn't find somebody to play all these characters.
Yeah.
They go, "Can someone do this part?" And I raised my hand.
Oh my God.
And they go, "Who are you? How did you get in here?" And they go, "Get him out of here." And then all the actors go, "Let him try, let him." And I got it.
Yeah.
And I ended up fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
I got 8 characters to play. And then within like fucking 8 weeks, I was fired.
Yeah, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
That's how it works, man. That's what I noticed is how it works. You use it. It's almost like the ring from Lord of the Rings or something. You cannot abuse it.
No.
And if you get it like that, then you're gonna get fired like that. It feels
Oh,
like.
it was just like we'd all be sitting in the rehearsals, and someone would go, "I smell alcohol."
Yeah.
And they'd look back, and they'd look back at me, and I'd go, "Yeah, me too."
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look at somebody that you don't like, and you go, "It's that dude."
God, it was great during the pandemic too, because it was like, "Oh, this hand sanitizer, man." Did you drink a gallon of it? Like, it's hand sanitizer. I spilled some on me.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So then, how did you decide? Fucking okay, that's it. I'm in. What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Was there a particular moment exactly?
The seizure helped a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't want
that's
to die.
gnarly.
I remember thinking like,
Was that from the alcohol, not drinking?
No, it was because I was just drinking so much, and I was in San Diego the week before, and I just went wild, and I ate a lot of blow, and I just was at this meeting, and you're just like, what are you doing? I stood up, I had a seizure, you know?
You were at the meeting?
Yeah.
But what made you go to the meeting in the first place?
Because I wanted to get sober. Like, there was something in me that I was like, I want this nightmare to end.
Well, had you been before or no?
Yeah, I had been to meetings. I just wasn't.
As like by the courts or not by, or just
no, not by the courts.
Well,
I never
got. You were really trying.
No, I was wanting this thing.
Wow.
Because I had seen it destroy people's lives. My mom growing up was and my grandpa. You know, it was like a family thing.
Oh, wow. So it's in your family.
It was a family thing, this addiction thing. And I just wanted it to be over. I wanted the real me back. And luckily, I worked on it. I went into a place. I did the 12-step program. And I still do it to this day because I don't want to ever go back to the misery, you know?
Yeah. Dude, it's fucking, you know.
And you know what? I was thinking, because every now and then I'll be doing an audition or something, or I'll do a show, and I'll be like, man, I'm nervous. Could go for a drink right now, you know?
Yeah.
But, that, like, rarely happens now. But it'll cross your mind, like, oh, if I drank, I would be less nervous. But, dude, I would rather just not get the part.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what's funny, too?
I would rather bomb than go back to my life the way it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I remember, too, when I got sober, I found this fucking rush from doing stuff as a sober actor.
Yeah, and you get that, too. It comes back. It took me a little bit. It took me about a year before I was fully comfortable.
Yeah, doing stand-up, right? Because I got into stand-up. I was sober when I got into stand-up. And my buddy Pete, you know who Pete Galkey is? You ever heard of Peter Galkey? Big headliner in the 80s. A big comic in the 80s. But he and I used to write a lot together and made a couple movies. Pete would tell me stories when we were writing. I'd be like fascinated, right? He's not sober. He's a normie. But I was sober, and that's kind of relatively newly sober. And he said, I remember him telling me stories about bombing, right? Mm-hmm. And I'd go, so you've bombed? And he goes, are you kidding me? He goes, I bombed for an hour straight in like Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know, he goes, you can't. And I go, what do? He goes, you just keep going.
You just gotta keep going.
And I go, and I remember thinking like, I go, an hour? He goes, an hour. Lots of time. And I remember thinking, if I could do that.
Yeah.
If I could bomb, not if I could do stand-up, but if I could bomb for an hour, you could do anything, right? If you could experience it without drugs and alcohol.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right?
I guess so, yeah, because that's a lot being up there for an hour. Yeah.
And I remember then I was at Killing at the Comedy Store because it was like I felt, you know what I mean? Where you go, this is my spot, my people.
Yeah.
And then going to a little club, I think it was maybe called Room 5 or something, and they served dinner, right? And I remember being up there, and all of a sudden, and I had not bombed yet. I mean, I was on fire, right? I was new and hadn't had that experience yet. And I remember the waiter was taking orders. And hearing the plates clank. And people,
that's a horrible. I hate the ice.
Oh,
Whenever you hear the ice.
And talking. Like, and then everybody's missing my fucking jokes. And then it was dead. And I remember having this sort of out-of-body experience, and I thought of Pete, and I go, I'm bombing.
This is what he was talking about.
This is it, I'm bombing. And I remember really being aware of it. And going, the people aren't even looking at me. They're looking at the waiter.
Yeah.
And I remember going, this is kind of, and I remember having this rush like I was high.
Oh, man, yeah.
And then I remember Pete's in my mind, he goes, you got to get that one laugh. And I heard one chuckle, and I walked over there and I started working that guy.
Yeah.
And then he goes, if you get that one, then you get one over there. And I remember just it was the first time in my life where I was like fully sober.
Yeah.
And having this sort of out-of-body experience and just being okay in the moment going, yeah, dude, this is it. I'm sober right now and going through this. And it was better than being fucking high off of, an 8-ball of Coke, It was,
I don't know about that. Oh my God, that was great. You can tell we both used to party a lot.
It came out of my mouth.
I don't know about that. Please clip that.
Oh man, that's fucking true though.
That's funny, dude.
But the truth of the matter is, it's like, you know, we always say that people always say you get 2 lives in one.
Yeah.
Right? And you survive that first fucking section of your life.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And now you've got, like, there's no way from my experience, there's no way that your fucking career in my mind, like I made a little promo video of you coming on yesterday. Oh. And I said, I go, I'm predicting it now. I go, this dude's going to be a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And the first time I saw you at Yuckaholics, I go, this dude's, you fucking crushed it there.
Thanks, man. That was a blast. That was a fun show.
And you know what's funny? I think about Yuckaholics. I love it because we're talking about drugs and alcohol. Yeah. You were kind of more into your set.
Yeah. I hadn't written as much.
You know what kills there is like all the fucking talks about drugs and alcohol.
Oh, bro, now I got some good rehab stuff and sober stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I got all these inside recovery jokes.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun
It's like, to me, with Jay, that's one of the best sets I ever saw Jay do was there.
He destroyed.
He did that thing.
He destroyed. I wish I could just do sober shows sometimes, man. I just tour the country doing that.
And everybody wants to laugh.
Everyone does. Yeah.
We want to fuck. But, you know, isn't that the case, though, when you're there? Like, the people, you got to go in knowing, right, that they're here they want to laugh.
Yeah, people are wanting to have a good time. And I try to look at it now, because before I would look very selfishly, like, I want to kill, I want to do good. Now it's like, all right, these people had a long week. They want to laugh, you know. Just let me be of service and try to make them have a good time.
You know what? It's funny. I watched you on Jimmy Fallon. I had a question, right? Mm-hmm. So you're on Jimmy Fallon, which is a big deal.
Yeah, it was about a year into sobriety too. It was crazy,
right? And then so that was your first time being on a big show like that, wasn't it?
Late show, yeah,
like a late show, which is a big fucking deal. Because I remember back in the day, the '80s, you know.
Yeah, Tonight Show. It's like,
dude,
crazy.
that was where you got. You know? And then from there, you got your own TV show almost. So when you were on that, but I noticed it's got to be a different feeling than being in a club, right? Was it tougher? At all?
Yeah, it's
because of where
way
the
different.
laughs
It's
are?
completely different because you're doing a set, but you're like, you got to do the same set that you've been doing. There's certain things you can't say. Audience is really far away.
Yeah, they're far, right?
But it's just like, for me, it felt like I was doing like a monologue, kind of.
Yeah, because you're not getting the energy from the crowd. It would seem.
And you're just kind of like, They just said keep smiling, so I was just yeah. Yeah, but I'd like to do it again. It was a fun time.
Did that help at all being on that?
It helps with like credential to get booked at places, but I don't think it does what it doesn't do what it used to do, like Johnny Carson or something like that. Yeah, but that was... you know, it's helped me, and you know, my mom's happy. You know, it's a big like old people thing. Like if you say that Tonight Show, they're like, "Oh, okay, he must be legit."
That's right.
Yeah,
big deal.
Yeah,
it is a big deal though. And then you said I saw that it was also because you had a YouTube special, right?
Oh yeah, that never came out. I was like,
it didn't come out.
It was this dude that I met in the recovery things, and he said it would be out in time. It wasn't out in time that night, so we just never released it.
Really?
Yeah. So I still got one in me. You want to shoot a special? Hey, let's use these cameras. We'll bring them to the club.
I mean, that seems to be the thing too, right? I mean, you do a special.
Yeah.
But everybody that's doing specials now seems to have like a big following. Because do you think that, let's say like Adam Ray, you know Adam Ray, right? Adam's got his show, which seems to be blowing up, his Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. But he's got a huge fucking following.
Huge following from it. Yeah.
Is he able to fill seats?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's selling out theaters.
Yeah, he's selling out theaters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do something with like the Jason Momoa. Could do mimosas with Momoa or something. I could use your back. Can I use your studio?
Yeah, dude, fucking do it
this
right
here. This would be perfect for it. I'll get all in character.
Dude, and I could fill these seats in here easy.
Oh, we just do it like a podcast. Just do clips and shit. Top 5 reasons. That's kind of.
What do you think though? Like, is you're looking forward with your career? Like, Do you feel like it's going to go more into acting? Or stand? I mean, you're always going to do stand. That's your bread and butter. That's your gig.
I would love to get back on a network show. That's kind of security is great, but also getting more control of things. Using things that are in my control. YouTube is in my control. I want to do this whole metal detecting series.
Yeah.
I want to pitch TV shows, but that's another thing that's out of my control.
Right.
My stand up, that's in my control. You know, do a special at some point.
Yeah.
Just
like a Netflix special.
That'd be cool, but that might not happen.
Right.
So, but I could always just film one. But I'm the kind of guy who's like, I look at some people who release specials on YouTube and it gets no traction. I'm like, well, why would I ever waste all my material?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
And even like it seems to me like I'm not gonna say who, but you see a lot of these fucking Netflix specials. You go, who is this fucking guy?
Exactly.
He's not even funny,
dude. They'll come at some point because I've been going out to the clubs. I'm crushing out there. Not to be all cocky, but like
you could shoot your own.
I could shoot my own.
Aren't people shooting their own?
They are, but I would like to have it.
And then you sell it to Netflix.
I would like to have it on Netflix just to like them. I don't know. I don't even know how it works. I guess you shoot your own and then sell it to them.
Yeah. Hasn't like quite a few like really big comedians like shot their own shit?
They do,
and then sell it eventually. I mean,
I would need to get
Tom
someone
Segura
to invest.
was doing that for a long time, right?
Maybe I'll ask Jeannie if she can.
Yeah.
She likes me. She's a fan.
There you go.
Shane's whole shit blew up from his.
Yeah.
He did, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did my one-man show, which is more of a play, right? 75-minute sort of a play. I play all these different characters. But that we shot one, one of the last nights we filmed it, and I started thinking, I was going, fuck, man, you could fucking sell out a fucking house. You put some money into shooting it.
Yeah.
Well lit. You pack it in with your fucking people.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a hit.
Seriously.
That's where you still get to take it into your own hands. That's what I like about the one thing, like what we've been talking about, is the way technology is, the way the world's going. Yeah, you could sit around and complain about it.
Yeah.
Like or like me, you walk away from it and you fucking miss the biggest brass ring ever. Or you kind of learn from it and you go, yeah, hey, man, this is the way it's going. I'm going.
Yeah. I would kind of want to do like a different special, maybe in a house or like thought about maybe doing one at a rehab. That'd be funny.
That's a good idea.
A sober show or something. That
would be what it'd be good like Johnny Cash when he went into the fucking prison.
See, yeah, filmed it as rehab, but then I don't know how many people would be like. I could film it at a rehab and just I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Take all the patients out metal detecting.
There we go. Yeah. But then we find a syringe. They're like, I'm relapsed. They're like, no.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what now? Like, what's with your recovery now? What's that look like? Do you still active, obviously? Or?
Yeah, really active. Going to meet up with someone after this.
What are you doing?
Helping them out.
Like a new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, being of service.
Being of service. Yeah.
How are you of service?
How am I of service? I'm in service by just doing the standard, like, hey, helping people out. But a unique thing I get to do is, with my stand-up, I'll do a lot of charity sobriety shows.
Yeah?
And, I raised a bunch of money for Central Office.
No shit, I didn't
by
know
myself.
that.
It was cool, man. I had 3 other comics on. I put it together. We raised them a lot of money. And it's a cool, unique thing that
wow.
I get to do,
That's fucking great. Yeah. Is that a regular thing? Is it happening?
They're trying to do it regular now.
Wow, that's fucking awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. It's cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
To me, we always talk about being of service. It's like, if I can't give back what was so freely given to me,
exactly, man.
I'm fucked. You
know?
And the beauty of it is being of service gets me out of myself constantly. And
it does. I came into my I need it today too because I'm in myself because of those New Jersey shows. But like, right. So now I'm gonna go talk to this guy. So yeah.
What about? Did you have any kind of I always like to ask, what's your go-to? You seem, I don't know you, but you seem like somebody who's filled with a lot of gratitude.
I do my morning routine, prayer, gratitude list, prayer, meditation, gratitude list, call a couple of people, and hit a meeting.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It works, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good having you on.
Thanks for having me.
I had a great
I had a blast. This is awesome.
I knew we were going to fucking have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude, you're really good. Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks. Sorry I wasted your donuts.
Oh, no. We'll eat them.
Okay.
All right.
Hello.